saying, yeah, what time do you want Morrissey in on your show tomorrow night? And I came into Phil Wood Lodge and I said, Morrissey is coming in, or so on. And I said, no, don't be so stupid. He said, we've got Morrissey coming in. I said, oh, right, okay, fine. Then the kids outside said, you've got Morrissey. I said, we haven't. There's some big mistake.
Well, it is a big mistake, Janice.
and then you were looking very well.
Oh, nonsense, Janice. I'm a wreck. I'm an absolute wreck.
Well, you don't look a wreck.
Well, I'm in a wreck. In a wreck,
but you don't show it.
No, I hide it. But it'll come through, I'm sure, eventually.
So what have you been up to?
Oh, Janice, so many things. I'm so busy. We do 3 dates this week, Gloucester, Cardiff, Swansea, all sold out. Wonderful. I can't wait for that. But we're really busy and quite happy. And thank you, Janice, for playing the latest record so many times. Not many people did, but you certainly did. So thanks so much.
And of course, not going to America now.
Oh, no, not in the least, no. Eventually, perhaps, but now we just really rather go to Ireland and, see our friends there. But I'm sure it'll happen eventually, but we're in no mad panic, I must say.
Why is that? Because Johnny Martin is the same thing.
We never really had a traditional view about going to America, as most young groups do. As soon as they become successful, they want to shoot off to America. We never had that. And our record company in America are quite nice, but they won't release a lot of our material. I mean, the things that have been successful here, like the last batch of singles, they won't release there. They say they're too intellectual for American audiences, which confuses us a great deal.
That's an insult to American audience.
Well, it is, but it's also an insult to us because, there are songs, so it's really a very strange predicament, but I don't mind that much. I'm quite happy to stay here. And
is it, though, because that you're not in the Boy George, the Culture Club, the Duran Duran, that sort of the things that are going down really well in America at the moment, and yours is quite diverse from that?
It is in a way, but in another way, a more affecting way, it isn't really. I think we're quite accessible. We're not, dangerous or too intellectual or all the things that they say that we are. So it's really quite strange, but I really don't mind either way. As I say, I'm just pleased to be here. We all are pleased to be here. And we've chosen Ireland instead of America, which I think is a good choice.
Do you mind being considered an intellectual band?
No, I mean, if we were considered, the reverse, an idiotic group, I'd be really quite sad. But no, I'm quite happy about that, but sometimes it can get slightly out of hand. Lots of people still won't play us for some obscure reason. Lots of people think we're too miserable. Lots of DJs. I mean, the reasons. I mean, I was really quite shocked that the last single, William It Was Really Nothing, didn't really get that much airplay, even though the first week it came in, it was the highest entry in the National 100, but people still wouldn't play it. You played it, of course, and Richard Skinner played it, and we're grateful for that, but other people didn't. So, I mean, so many people think that we broke through in a big way, but in a mysterious way, we really haven't. I'm not saying that this is the be-all and end-all.
Has Morrissey, the personality, broken through more than the Smiths' music?
In an obscure way. I mean, I tend to get written about in all those, magazines like Woman's Own and Woman, which is quite nice because perhaps that's the audience to reach to, the absolutely uninitiated, the very, well, I shouldn't say anything else. Let's just leave it at uninitiated. But it's really quite interesting to be in those areas instead of the traditional music zones, as it were.
I wonder what those people think, though, when they see you sort of whipping your shirt off on top of the box with "Marry Me."
Well, I'm sure
all over your chest.
I'm sure that they're all, they fall to their knees and they say yes, 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 please, 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 etc. No, I doubt it. Janice, I can see flowers over there. You really shouldn't have bothered.
They're eucalyptus.
Are they? Yeah. Oh, well, I live for eucalyptus.
Actually, what flowers are you into at the moment?
Eucalyptus, Janice, which aren't really flowers, but it doesn't matter.
I know. It's green, it's bushy, and it has that Morrissey.
Exactly. So it's good enough, and every night I'm just smothered in eucalyptus, as I'm sure you can guess. Janice, you're not tearful yet.
I have been. I cried before with
Well, feel free. Feel free.
But it's very weird, because, sitting here every night, well, every Saturday night for the past few years, this has been like my little club, coming out to my little club on a Saturday night, which I've really enjoyed.
It has.
So you've been reading any good books lately?
Oh, Janice, so many. I mean, the problem is that I can't stop reading. I mean, what have you been reading lately?
Simone de Beauvoir, Anais Nin,
No, she's reading them off. She's reading them off a list. It isn't true. It isn't true. No.
All sorts of things I've been reading. I'll read anything. I mean, I'll read the Beano and I'll read anything that's there. Anyway, I was supposed to be talking to you. Did you start asking me questions?
It's about time somebody asked you some questions, Janice. There's a lot we've got to find out.
Are you still rigid over your beliefs? I mean, all the things that you've made.
I'm incredibly rigid, yes. I'm rigid all day. Yes, I'm afraid so. I'm just like, a big lump of cement. I can't be swayed by anything. Not even money, which is quite surprising.
Are you rich now?
Oh, I'm incredibly rich. I mean, no, Janice, I'm very close to poverty at the moment. I thought I'd be incredibly rich by now. It's such a shame, but what can one do?
Are you bothered?
Well, I feel that I should be nearly rich, which bothers me slightly, but ultimately, no. I mean, one can't be obsessed with money. I mean, people say it's the root to all evil. I don't believe that. It never makes things worse. I'd rather have money than not have money. But
what would you do with it?
Well, I'd keep it.
Never ever spend it?
Certainly not, no. Or if I did, I'd just buy an ice cream van and drive off into the country and eat all the ice cream, which I've always wanted to do.
Seriously, would you keep it?
No, I think I'd spend it quite rashly, and do all the totally self-indulgent things that people dream of doing, the chairs creaking, sorry about that. I don't know, I'd keep it and buy lots of interesting clothes and books and things like that. Very selfish, of course. I'm sure you can identify with these things, can't you?
No.
Oh, you can.
Have you been to Manchester recently?
Very recently, yes, and I'm returning there. I bought a house there. I'm going to live there quite soon, which I'm quite happy about. It's nice to go back to the old, homestead, etc. So that's quite cheerful.
Aren't the pressures there going to be greater for you because you're a local lad?
Well, I was never really a local lad, Janice.
No, but I mean, people always associate, Manchester always says Morrissey is their own.
Oh, yes, I know, but it's quite strange. They never really said that until we were quite successful in London. Initially, nobody really cared. I really believe that if the Smiths had stayed in Manchester, we would have never really been successful, because all the media, the television, the newspapers, the radio never paid us any degree of attention. It wasn't really until What Difference Does It Make was a hit that people actually realised that we existed. And it's only now that people there want to, write about us, want us on television there, which is really no use. But, it's quite nice, but pointless.
Have you built up a social life down here in London?
Oh, Janice, don't be silly, no.
Why not?
Well, I don't know. I haven't a clue. Didn't occur to me. I'm too busy reading, Proust, etc. Proust, Proust. Well, it is a surprise, and I'm dumbstruck.
Oh,
you always were, Janice. You always were.
It's lovely to see you, Morrissey. Thank you very, very much indeed. Ta, thank you.